Well, it's not really my favorite Japanese meal per se, but I really like having raw eggs on rice in the morning. I haven't lately for some reason or another, but it's just kind of like a real easy meal, and it just takes me back to childhood. Um, it's something different than what a typical person eats in the morning, or at least a typical American person eats in the morning. So if, that were a meal that I wasn't, or if I had to pick a meal that I would just want or crave at some time, it'd probably be the raw egg in hot rice with a little bit of shoyu on top. That's just because there's always rice, there's always eggs. I think back when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of food. We didn't have lots of cereal and all this other stuff because it was just not something that was available to me. For my kids, it's like there's all sorts of options for breakfast. But back then, if you wanted something quick in the morning, it was just there's some rice, and even though sometimes it wasn't hot rice, you can make kokuchazeke maybe. I just remember, New Year's, there's different meals that I never had, or not, I shouldn't say never had, but it was a special occasion, New Year's, because you'd have, you'd have the sushi, and you'd have the raw fish, and just the Japanese dishes. Grew up in Ontario, Oregon, and my dad was a farmer when I was young, and then he transitioned out of farming because he couldn't make the farm work. But we always had food from the garden because my mom used to always have a lot of vegetables, and so during summer and fall it was always good because we always had a lot of vegetables to eat. The only farming was my mom's big garden. I did during college work on the largest farm in Oregon at one time. I picked up pipe with the migrant laborers and then transitioned to the kitchen because I think they figured the migrant laborers worked a lot harder than I did.
But what did you do in the kitchen there?
Made menudo, made beans, just general kitchen help. I cooked, I cleaned, I set up for their meals, found out what jalapeno peppers were.
Which makes it perfect for you coming to Koinikai. Wait, when did you first come to Koinikai?
I just came here in February of 2022, and it's been quite a fun experience. I like this experience. I think you doing the garden, that's just a wonderful thing that you're doing because I can look at your garden and I can see all these vegetables that really connect with me anyways. And so the foods that we make here, it's just outstanding. I can't imagine any other food kitchen like this in the country. I'm sure there might be, but I can't imagine where they are. I've heard about Koinikai probably for 20 years. I'm not even sure if it's been around that long, but I know it's been a long time. It's just that I've never participated until now. I think it offers them a chance to connect with other people. If you're Japanese and you don't cook at home, I think this is going to, well, for me, if I get old, I'm coming here to eat. And so it's a good place for community, I think. And I think there's a lot of love that comes from the people that are in the kitchen. They're always, they're always so exact on, how they cut things up and how they arrange things. So I'm really glad I'm a dishwasher. And so I think there's a lot of good community that's occurring here. I could see my mom making some of this, maybe not as fancy. She always made kimono and She taught me how to make natto, and in fact, now I'm making natto myself.
Would you explain what that is?
Oh, natto is fermented soybeans. So you boil the dried beans, and you put in some type of starter, and in 24 hours you have this stinky soybean, and you mix it up with shoyu or something else, and it's a great meal. Put it on top of rice to make it a good meal.
Hot rice?
Hot rice. Everything has to go with hot rice.